This is the courtyard where it all happened. It's now open to the public again. There's lots of people coming here, placing flowers, cards, things like that. And the university is already making some changes. They're replacing the grass where Charlie Kirk was speaking with pavers. And there are several petitions online asking the school to make this into a permanent memorial for Charlie Kirk.
And that is a wrap on this movie. As always, this is your host, Truth Seeker here. And this is another edition of the Truth Zone. And everything surrounding the Charlie Kirk incident is becoming more and more clear that this was indeed a ritual, because it literally looks like they are tearing down a movie set. Can anyone explain the trap door? Can anyone explain that? Right under Charlie Kirk's feet. Again, I'm not pretending to be a genius or anything like that, but something is really fishy with all of this. It really is, everything surrounding this, and this kind of mirrors other events throughout the years. The Sandy event. I'm just talking about a beach algorithm. That event. I mean, look what happened after that. It's rinse and repeat with these events, because what happens is they tear down the crime scenes, the scenes of the scripts, the movie sets, whatever you want to call them. This is what these people do over and over and over again. The Tops situation. And there are many other examples of this. I can keep going on and on and on, but I'm trying my best to speak in code, because obviously if I, come right out and mention what I want to mention on said platform, I could get the channel removed, or I could have the video taken down. And I'm doing my best to bring the truth out to the best of my ability, no matter what. And honestly, everything surrounding this incident with Charlie Kirk, all of the things going on, this really seems like another ritual that was done, because again, it happened 3 days after a blood moon. That alone should tell you all that you need to know. And all of the 33 connections surrounding this that I covered in a show that you can go back and watch. And it really seems as if they are going to use this as a way to come after the remaining freedom that we have, the remaining free speech that we have, because even look at this right here. Jimmy Kimmel pulled over Charlie Kirk's comments, and his show is pulled indefinitely. So this is what these people do. It is all about problem. It is all about reaction. It is all about solution. And what they are doing is they are using these events as ways to bring in or further bring in their solution. It is all about order out of chaos with these people. This is what this all boils down to at the end of the day. It is all order out of chaos. They have to bring in the problem, and then they react and bring in their solution. And their solution is to completely remove what little freedom of speech that we have left. It's by no coincidence that Charlie shares a birthday with George. Oh yeah, George. I mean, come on. Again, this is all a script that you are watching, because even look at this right here. Senate Republican pushes Charlie Kirk Act to stop government-funded propaganda. Wow, so convenient how they are going to push all of these different things after said incident. So do you see how this works? This is very reminiscent of when they introduced the Patriot Act too, right? After a certain event. And pay attention to what Candace Owens said in one of her recent shows.
Those of you who think that you are going to replace Charlie Kirk, okay? Kings are born. You don't just get to depose and tell us that we're going to follow this individual, okay? I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA. I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA.
Wow, she referred to herself as a Mason. One of the Masons of Turning Point USA. And I questioned this over on Twitter. And of course, you had people defending her over that comment saying, oh, it means that she's a builder. You know, she was one of the founding people or whatever else. No, she's telling you exactly what she's about. Charlie Kirk is part of the club, or was part of the club, or whatever. And so is Candace Owens. Now, the character of Charlie Kirk obviously is gone, done. He's out of the picture. But come on, you can go and look and find many examples of him flashing their symbols. Same with Candace Owens, because all of these people are characters on the world stage. Same goes for Donald Trump. Same goes for even Jimmy Kimmel, and the list goes on. They know exactly what they are doing. They are using all of these things that are happening currently, that have happened after the Charlie Kirk incident. They are using all of this as a way to come after the remaining freedom that we have. That's why it involved the neck. Even with the George Floyd thing, it involved the neck. They are coming for the neck. They are coming for the remaining freedom that we have. That's why he was wearing a shirt that said freedom when that happened. Oh yeah, and it's very interesting he was wearing the color white, because in professional wrestling, I don't know if you all knew this or not, whenever they wore the color white, it's because they were scheduled to bleed. Yeah. Oh yeah. So again, you tell me what is going on, but it's plain as day that they are using all of this stuff that happened recently with Charlie as a way to silence the remaining free speech that we have.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
Because even look at this. You have people on the quote unquote right, like this shill named Terrence K. Williams, a big Trump MAGA guy. He's a shill. He's cringe. He's very cringe. He's not funny. He's supposed to be a comedian, but he's very cringe because he pushes the same talking points like all of these other puppets. Right here, he says, free speech. I'm old enough to remember when President Trump was banned from every platform and Jimmy Kimmel laughed and celebrated. And this is just one of many examples. You have all of these people now celebrating the left now being removed off of stuff. After you had the left years ago celebrate all of this. You see how that works? It's the left versus right, right versus left. It's all a show. And what they have done with this incident is they have roped all of these people on the quote unquote right into this, where they are calling for people to be doxxed. They are calling for people to be fired over comments. They are calling for people to be removed and everything else. This is how this works. This is how this works. They needed a event to where now the other side is calling for the same thing as the other side. This is how all of this works. And people have once again taken the bait. They have fallen for this hook, line, and sinker. Every single time, it's the same thing over and over and over and over. And I can only imagine what else is to come out of this. I can only imagine what other dark things they have planned, because they really do have some dark things planned here in the near future. And here's even another post over on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, mentioning this. Conservatives are now resurfacing a post from Jimmy Kimmel back when sitting U.S. President Donald Trump was censored on Twitter, openly mocking and celebrating the restriction of his free speech. What goes around comes around. Again, this is how all of this works. This is all about problem, reaction, solution, as I mentioned earlier. This is all about order out of chaos. These people have roped in the other side, and now the other side is calling for the same thing as the other side that they are so heavily against. This is how this stuff works every single time. It is chaos magic. That's what it is. That's what all of this boils down to. And then, of course, here's even a post from Donald Trump saying, great news for America. The ratings challenge Jimmy Kimmel's show, and his show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. You know, the very same ABC that was once against Trump, too. Do you see how all of that works? I mean, come on. Disney owns ABC, people. Disney is pure evil. So come on. That alone should tell you what is going on here. That alone should tell you. And something else I found very bizarre is if you look right here on Charlie Kirk's wife, her hand, you will notice a very weird mark, and it looks almost similar to the mark of Saturn. Maybe it's not, but this would also tie into, you know, the whole Golden Age stuff, because Golden Age is tied into Saturn, Saturnalia, or the worship of Satan. And she has also been spotted wearing a very interesting necklace. And when you do a little bit of research on what that cross is associated with, it is associated with the Order of Malta. I mean, come on. That alone should tell you all that you need to know. And here's a fun fact for you. Charlie Kirk's wife goes way back with Trump. She was involved with, beauty pageants and stuff like that. I mean, come on. If people can't see what is going on and how all of this is a show, I don't know what more to say. Again, what are the odds that there was a trap door right under where Charlie Kirk was? What are the odds that they are already paving over the area that is supposed to be a crime scene, right? What are the odds of all of this? That's what I'm asking each and every one of you, because from my vantage point, from my viewpoint, from all of the research, from all of the things that I have looked into, this really seems like yet another ritual, another one of their psyops that they love to do over and over and over. As always, I want to hear from each and every one of you. What do you all think about all of this? God bless each and every one of you. And as always, I hope more and more people begin to wake up to what is really going on.